This time of year especially, maybe you have a sore throat or a runny nose or a cough or digestive issues, and you know it's not COVID. There are healing foods out there. I'm going to tell you about them. I read this article from my usual newsletter from WebMD, and I thought this is interesting info that my followers need to know about. Let's discuss the healing and powerful foods that are out there at our fingertips. Now, we all know in our country, chicken noodle soup is what grandmom or your mom makes you when you're not feeling well. But there's another even better one. It's Vietnamese chicken pho. It packs the anti-inflammatory power of cardamom and cinnamon. It also has antiviral powers in the star anise. And some of it has jalapenos in it, which is great for calcium and vitamins A and C, and it also cleans out the sinuses. Unripe bananas, the very green ones, yes. They're great because they have a superpower. They are good for diarrhea. It contains a resistant starch, which means your small intestine digests it slowly. It also brings in the good bacteria and takes out the bad bacteria. So bananas are also full of electrolytes and potassium, which you need to replace when you're not feeling well. Then there's my favorite that I often use to help with my sweet tooth. It's honey. You can forget about the honey flavored lozenges when you have a sore throat. You can just use the real thing. Honey is going to lessen the inflammation, soothe the pain, and kill bacteria. It's also full of antibodies that fight viral infections. It's packed with vitamins like niacin and vitamin C and minerals like calcium and iron for a healthy boost of energy. You can add 2 tablespoons to your tea and it'll act like a natural cough suppressant. All right, the next one my husband likes, but I don't really care for it. It's kimchi. It's the Korean dish that can end your gas and bloating. It's a spicy mix of vegetables like Napa cabbage and radishes that are fermented or preserved with natural good bacteria. When you eat it, it loads your gut with good bacteria, also called probiotics. You've heard of that. And it moves out the bad bacteria that can cause the belly distress. Some kinds of sauerkraut and pickles also have the same effect. I'd rather eat some sauerkraut. So I'm back inside to continue telling you about these healing foods as I drink some chamomile tea. Oh, I think my face is all red from that cold air. Let's move on, shall we? Horseradish. Horseradish, I happen to have a fresh bottle here. It is the cousin of mustard, onion, and even garlic, and is anything but subtle. When you grate horseradish, it crushes the cells of the root. This releases the oils that bring out the signature heat. So if you have clogged sinuses or a runny nose, it will get in there and just open everything up, as you know. Wasabi does the same thing when you put your wasabi on your takeout sushi. That's also another one that helps clean out the sinuses when you are not feeling well. Coffee is another one you'll be happy to hear because I have at least, usually 1 cup of coffee every morning. So what happens is when you have a headache, the blood vessels that feed your brain, they get tight. Then they enlarge and press against your nerves. So that's what causes the throb in your head. Okay, we're talking about healing foods. What if you have a cut or a scrape? Kale. Kale is amazing. There's other foods like spinach and broccoli and collard greens, turnip greens. It's those dark leafy green veggies that we should all be eating because they're high in vitamin K, which helps your body repair blood vessels and bones. Not only does vitamin K stop us from losing more blood, but it also protects your wound. K also helps your body build healthy bone tissue. So the dark green leafy vegetables, keep them in your diet and eat them often. Plus they're low in calories. Whether you like it or hate it, ginger is also one of the healing foods. It does come in tea form too. So it's great for your stomach. The root of the ginger plant also has a compound called gingerols. They block the receptors in your digestive tract that cause nausea. You can use it to treat morning sickness, motion sickness, post-surgery nausea, or chemotherapy-related nausea. Ginger comes in many forms. It comes in the tea, it can be in candies, it can be dried, it can be fresh, it can be pickled, like in sushi, and also powdered or ground. Herbal tea, like my chamomile, that's my favorite, especially before bedtime. It calms you down. It also helps soothe if you have a sore throat, which I don't today, but still, it feels great to drink it when the weather's cold out. Just remember to make sure it's decaf so that you can sleep at night. And last but not least, apples. Yes, they keep the doctor away, and there's a reason everybody's telling you that. They have something called pectin in the walls of their cells. If you're constipated, it gets your bowels moving, and if you have diarrhea, it reduces inflammation and helps firm up your bowel movements. To get the most fiber, leave the skin on. Other naturally high fiber foods include raspberries, cooked artichokes, and Brussels sprouts. And it's always good to have an apple in your lunch because they're so darn portable too. You don't have to, you don't want to peel them. So thanks for joining me to review the healthy foods. We all need to hear it and we all need to do it. So toast with the tea, and I will see you in the next video with a good workout too. Stay healthy and stay beautiful.